So I wanted to just show you a couple things I got in the mail recently and at a vape shop. I went to another local vape shop. I had only been to one previously. Didn't have the best experience, so I kind of avoided going to any because of that. But my friend from work had a ELIQUID he had me try, which I ended up liking, and said he got it from a local vape shop. The price that he mentioned wasn't bad at all, especially considering, you know, when you go to a vape shop, the prices are going to be a little bit higher than you would find online for the most part, because of course they have to make a profit and be able to continue their business, etc., etc. But this place didn't hike up the prices too bad, at least not on the e-liquids. I don't know about the hardware. So they honestly didn't have a ton of hardware there, like devices, tanks, and that. And I didn't even really want to look because I had already spent close to $50 and didn't really need to be spending any more money. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is this Tugboat Slamcap. I think I had already mentioned before that I was waiting on it, but I don't know if I've ever actually showed it. I don't think I have. But this is what it looks like. It's nothing super fancy, but I like the fact that it's stainless. It has more airflow. You can see the 3 holes right there. And this does not have adjustability on it. However, I do like the airflow more open. So on my Tugboat, the version 2, I always had the air all the way open anyway, regardless of whether I was using a single or dual coil. I just always had all of the airflow open. So I definitely like this, because the problem with my last one was the color. It didn't match my wrap by any means, and after using the other atomizer that I had, the Cig Green, just the airflow on the Tugboat V2 wasn't as open as I wanted it to be. So I got the Slamcap. I found it on eBay. It was slightly used, but honestly, like, you really can't tell when it's just a freaking cap, so who cares? But it was like a good price, because I've been wanting the Slamcap, but it's like, I think $35 or something like that. And then, you know, the $5 shipping, so it ends up being $40, which is what I paid for the whole atomizer, which I ended up getting a V2 by accident, or however it happened. I'm not exactly sure. I already did a video on it. I don't want to get back into that. But, yeah, it's what I paid for the atomizer, so I didn't really want to buy, like, basically another atomizer priced item just to make it better, if it even made a difference. I was worried it would be a little bit too hot or warm for my preference, but honestly it's fine at the wattage that I use. It did get a little bit warm if you like chain vaped on it. So while I was at the vape shop, one of the things I wanted to look at was like a drip tip attachment or something like that. And they had these things called the Cripsy sleeve or Cripsy cap or whatever. You can see there's writing on it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it though. Yeah, it's probably not going to show up. It's very, very faint, but it just says Cripsy cap on it. But essentially it just goes over the bore of the drip tip or whatever you want to call that thing, because it's technically, I don't think, a drip tip because it's integrated into the cap, but you know, the mouthpiece, whatever. It goes over that. It's like delrin or whatever. It press fits, and like once it's on, you can't remove it. At least not very easily, and probably not without damaging it. So, but essentially it just keeps the mouthpiece cooler, because like I said, it can get warm, especially if you're vaping like lower resistance and higher wattage than I am, which most likely you are. I only do 0.7 and a max of like 25 watts, so that's not really all that high, and it was still getting warm just by that, like chain vaping it. So this has definitely helped, and I actually like the way it looks because it's like that added white which goes with the wrap, which I know is superficial, but whatever. I don't know. I like the way it looks. I like the way it performs. The Slamcap, I like the airflow. It's pretty much perfect. The flavor isn't honestly much better. Like, it might be slightly better, but it's really almost indistinguishable, if anything. But the Tugboat V2 had good flavor as it was, so, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I do like it, but, yeah. So, I got the little sleeve thing at the vape shop. It was like $11 or something, which I'd already been pricing them online, like things of that nature. And they were pretty expensive, even online. They were like $9 and up, and that's not including shipping. So I figured, you know, $11 isn't too bad. And then I ended up getting what I went there for, which is the Epic Clouds Donut Pounder, which is the flavor that my friend had. I got 3 milligram because I've been doing Nick lately, and it's okay. Like, it's a good flavor, don't get me wrong, but it's the type of flavor for me that I can only do in certain amounts. It's not an all-day vape for me. It's because I'm not really big into like desserts or like savory flavors. I don't know if this would be considered savory or not, but it's like to me it tastes like, I definitely get donut. There's like a underlying donut flavor, like the dough or whatever part of it, the cake part, whatever you want to call it. And then there is like a spice to it. It's like a nutmeg or something like that. It reminds me of the donuts that you would get in a bag with like maybe powdered sugar or like the powdered cinnamon sugar type thing, where the cake part of it has like a spicy note to it. Not like spicy as in like jalapeno. Spicy as in like bakery type spices. Like there's like a hint of cinnamon in it, possibly nutmeg. I'm not a spice connoisseur, so I don't know specifically what, but there is like a spice note to it. But mainly, prominently, I get brown sugar. Sometimes it comes across a little bit mapley, but it's more so brown sugar, the spice, and then like the bottom note would probably be the donut. It's good, it's just I can only do it like if I'm in a certain mood and only for a certain amount of time before I'm kind of sick of it and want to vape mainly my fruits because that's what I stick to. But it is good juice. It's max VG. I had tried a couple of, because this is done by Grim Green's line, the Amber Juice or whatever. The Epic Clouds is their max VG line out of like the whole lineup or whatever. And the previous juices I really honestly wasn't thrilled with. I really didn't think they were anything special. It could have just been the couple that I tried. I don't know. They weren't horrible or anything. They just, I don't know, I thought they were overhyped in my opinion. But I do like this one. And I did try a couple of the other flavors he has. There was one that was like a strawberry champagne flavor. That was pretty good. There was a strawberry circus flavor, which is like a cotton candy type flavor. It was okay. Again, really nothing special. There was like a Cartomizer Crush or something like that. That one was okay. And there might have been one more, but I didn't try it. Because honestly, by the time I was done testing all the flavors, I was just done. I did not want to test any more flavors. I literally tried probably 30 or more flavors because I brought my dripper, of course, and this specific vape shop, which is called Lux Vapors, I'll put it below, they have the nicest lineup I've seen for testing. Again, I've only been to 2 places, so it's not really that, you know, I don't have like the most experience of, obviously, but they had like their little dripper bottles, and then they also had like these little, they're like Hanger T2s, I think, or something like that. So they're kind of like the Clear Miser type thing, but like the better version, not just like a Stardust or whatever. So if you didn't drip, you could try it that way as well. But I liked, you know, having my dripper. That definitely helped a lot. But yeah, I was just over trying flavors, just ugh. So I got that, and then I also got this one because it was just amazing, and it's called the Simple Vapor Company, and it's their raspberry lemonade flavor. It tastes exactly, to me, like the white part of like those bomb popsicles, the red, white, and blue popsicles, which I loved as a kid. It tastes like the white part of it, so like that, you know, raspberry lemonade kind of flavor. It tastes like it's supposed to. It's smooth, it's not overpowering, it's not super sweet or sour, it's just like the perfect mixture of them both. I don't know if it would be considered sour or tart or whatever a lemon is, you know. It's just what it is. And one of the biggest things I like about it outside of the flavor is that it is, the guy's from Ohio. He mixes his stuff in Ohio, so I thought that was really cool. I wanted to support a local, you know, mixer, e-liquid maker, whatever you want to call it. But it was really good. I tried a different flavor by him. It was the yogurt flavor. It was okay. It was just a little bit too, like, it's kind of weak to me. Like, I felt like I could make something better. 'Cause that's one thing about being a DIYer. It takes a lot to impress me. Like, if I were just like a regular vapor that doesn't do their own stuff and knows how simple certain mixtures are, I probably would have been a lot more impressed with other liquids. But because I know how to make liquids myself, I'm not going to buy it unless I don't think I can make it myself. Or it like really, really impresses me. So that's why I only walked away with 2. I was going to get the Bird Brains by Charlie Noble or something like that, but they didn't have the strength that I wanted. I guess they were waiting on more stock to come in, which I guess was kind of good because I probably would have got a 3 milligram like I did with the other 2. But from what I understand, their nicotine's not that great. Because like the 0 milligram I tried was fine, because that's what they have for their testers. But I guess somebody, I don't know, it could just be that person, but they said there was a weird note to it or something like that. I don't really know. The one I tried was fine. It tasted like, to me, like, it was either Fruit Loops or Fruity Pebbles. I can't remember which, but it was like dead on. Like no milk note, just the cereal, which I prefer. Because I don't like a lot of milk in vape. I don't like that. But it was really good. But anyway, so I got those 2. They weren't expensive. This one was $17, which online direct from, you know, the website is like $15. So I don't think that's that bad of a markup. And then this one was, I think 13? I think 13. Which again, I went on their website, it was like a couple dollars difference, so I didn't think that was that bad. Outside of that, I got a couple more DIY flavors, and I've been messing with the Flavor West Lemonade, which is actually what I have in here. And I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's kind of cloudy, like compared to, like, just like look at the bottom of this. Do you see how this is clear and this one's a little bit foggy, like cloudy? I don't know, like the Flavor West Lemonade has that effect for whatever reason. I don't know if I should be concerned about it, I don't really know. But the flavor on it is actually decent. It tastes like the Country Time Lemonade, which is what another person told me, and he was spot on. It's pretty much what it tastes like. I heard the Flavor West Natural Lemonade tastes like, you know, real lemonade made with lemons and actual ingredients instead of powder. But they didn't have it at the website, so I didn't have that option to get it. But I probably will at some point, because that's, so far I'm really liking it. I just mixed this up last night, and I still want to perfect it a little bit, but it's really good as it is. So once I'm done messing with that, I will definitely share it with you. But I don't know, there's like these little flavor droplets. Do you see? See those little bubbles? And they're not the regular bubbles that you get when shaking it, because I'll show you. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the difference, but there's a difference between the bubbles that you get from shaking your liquid and bubbles that are there from, like, it looks like oil. So I don't know if one of the flavors I use uses oil, like an essential oil type thing, but it's there. And I did leave the cap off overnight, because that tends to help with, because it was a little bit harsh last night right after I mixed it. But and I'm sure with steeping, those little oil bubbles or whatever the hell they are would go away, but it's not going to make it to steeping. It's just not going to make it. And I'm trying to find more recipes that are ready to go immediately instead of having to wait forever, because that's just annoying. And the way I've been going through juice lately, I can't be waiting on that shit. So another thing that's going to be coming up is the donuts. I got Frosted Donuts by Perfumer's Apprentice. It has that spicy donut-y kind of flavor, similar to the donut pounder. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to replicate that. I don't even know that I want to. I think I want to improve upon it. I did do one mixture and tested it, I think, the next day, and it actually was really good, but I'm going to wait and see if it changes and all that. And of course, if I, again, come up with something good, I will share it with you. But just expect some kind of donut thing coming up. But beyond that, I got Flavor Express Lemon. That is mixed in here with the lemonade as well. Essentially it's a raspberry lemonade, go figure, just like this, because I'm kind of trying to get something similar to this, because I don't like having to pay other people to make liquid for me if I can avoid it. And so far this is good. I think it's definitely, you know, not a clone or anything, but something that can satisfy that flavor profile for me. I just need to mess with the percentages and everything. So expect some more lemonade recipes coming up. And then I think that's about it. A lot of what I bought was like repurchases for flavors that I needed more of. But anyway, that is it. Sorry if I bored you, whatever, but it is what it is. If you have any questions, comments, requests for flavor reviews, etc., put them below.